You're watching ONFIRE-TV.com, featuring news, interviews, and entertainment. Broadcasting from Radio On Fire Studios in Baltimore, Maryland, here's your host, Diamond K.
Welcome back. Your man Diamond K in here, of course, ONFIRE-TV.com, RadioOnFire.com, WRF radio app. So it happened. Chris Rock finally addressed the Oscar slap and some other things on his Netflix special, which streamed live on Saturday from here in Baltimore at the Hippodrome. The Hippodrome in Baltimore, nice theater, downtown Baltimore. I don't think that many people were expecting some of the things that we saw. There were some surprises. Some people just say that comedians, right? They just shoot down all comedians, right? I've heard people say that Kevin Hart's not funny, Dave Chappelle's not funny, Chris Rock's not funny, but everyone tuned in for laughs. And Netflix rolled it out, did something. It seemed like a coronation, like he was the GOAT, the way that Netflix rolled it out. And I think that makes sense considering what they have invested. He titled the stand-up Selective Outrage. He hit on a wide range of topics: addiction, abortion, racism. Meghan Markle, she got it. The Kardashian family, wokeness. It was he talked about his own family, of course, his daughter. There were a lot of things. There were a lot of things, and so much to unpack. Did you enjoy this special? Did you think that Selective Outrage was funny? I definitely am interested to hear folks' thoughts. We've been kind of watching this and following this on social media, and I've seen a lot of different things. Some people thought it was funny, some people did not. Some people thought he did his thing, some people did not. Pretty much like everything. Where do you begin? Where do you begin? Some of the jokes that he said was funny. Some things he said, I'm like, oh wow. Some people are going to be so upset about this. He talked about abortion. I thought he was a little extreme with some of that stuff. Just the way he worded it, it was definitely different. Transgender folks are going to be, I think many of them are going to be in their feelings about some stuff that he said. But Selective Outrage, I love the title. He said, Chris Rock, I have no problem with the wokeness. I have no problem with it at all. I'm all for social justice. I'm all for marginalized people getting their rights. The thing I have a problem with is selective outrage, he said. Selective outrage. You know what I'm talking about. One person does something, they get canceled. Somebody else does the same exact thing, nothing. You know what I'm talking about. The kind of people who play Michael Jackson songs but won't play R. Kelly. Same crime. One of them just has better songs. I feel him on that. I thought that was funny. Now a lot of people are going to have thoughts on that, but this is a comedian. He's someone who is often tackled sensitive issues. He's often done that, tackling the country's division. He's often done that. He said that America is in horrible shape right now. Oh, conservatives love that. They were like, ooh, we like where he's going. Chris Rock said that we got it worse than Ukraine. Yeah, I said it. You know why? Because Ukraine is united and America is clearly divided. Chris Rock joked. I thought that, as often is the case, there is truth in jokes. And he's right about that part. He said that if the Russians came here right now, half the country would say, let's hear them out. We are in a bad place right now. That is true. Right? That is true. Not just his interpretation, but that is a fact. You got Republicans that are, really sympathetic to the Russians. And I thought that was profound. I talked about his love life, talked about his wife and his divorce a bit. We've heard him speak about that before. He said that he did not get rich and stay in shape to talk about Anita Baker. Said that he's trying to smash Doja Cat. I thought that was hilarious. This is, his first performance since 2018, first stand-up special since 2018, the tambourine special, which I enjoyed. He had a nice Prince necklace on, Prince symbol necklace that was cool. And tambourine, the title of his last stand-up is also a song title by Prince. It was interesting. They had a pre-show, they had a post-show. This was a different type of rollout than they normally do. And I'm sure that all kind of streaming services wanted to get a piece of Dave Chappelle, of Chris Rock doing this. But Netflix rolled out this live element and all of the different things that they did. And he wanted to bring it there. And I thought that he did a good job. To me, Netflix has shown that they still are the kings of this streaming service thing. Now, myself, I've been a Chris Rock fan for a long time. I can go back to some of his stand-ups, like Bring the Pain, which was groundbreaking. Here's the thing about comedians. I think it's like this for singers as well. When you're coming up, when you're hungry, you're coming up, you're relatable. But once you get money, once you've been rich for a long time, it's hard for you to come up with that material. It's hard. And sometimes, the comedians fall off because they're out of the element. The thing that brought them to the dance doesn't apply anymore because they're not struggling, right? The struggling comic. Chris Rock, far from a struggling comic. So it's definitely difficult to maintain that hunger. But what we had to see. You know what folks showed up for. Let me say this. The special was done in Baltimore. Here in Baltimore, my home, Hippodrome, downtown Baltimore. Now, many of you say it's randomly, like, why you pick Baltimore? Oh, Baltimore was for a reason. In my opinion, this is also Jada Smith. This is her hometown as well. And what better place to come and rip apart Jada Pinkett and Will Smith than her hometown, Baltimore, Maryland. So I definitely think that was something that played into why he chose Baltimore. So selective outrage, we knew that he was going to address it. There was no way around it. No way around him speaking on. This is why many people showed up, because they wanted to hear what Chris Rock was going to say about the infamous slap on the Oscar stage. I thought that he had some interesting takes on it. There was a lot of he called her a lot of cuss words, and he made some profound observations talking about the entanglement, the infamous entanglement. And his thing is, all of these media outlets called you all kind of names talking about Will Smith, but you chose to take this stuff out on me. Selective outrage. You see how he brings the whole thing together? She hurt him way more than he hurt me. I think that's a true statement. He took a lot of predictable steps. Nothing surprising there. I'm glad that he said it, got it off his chest. Me personally, I think he could have got it out the way earlier. But he said the last 10 minutes or so for Will Smith. And I don't think that Will Smith is going to react to this. If Will Smith reacts to this, he was not being authentic in some of his apologies at all. Let's do this. Take a quick break. Come back with more of the show. You're watching the Diamond K Show here on OnFire-TV.com, RadioOnFire.com, the WRF Radio app. I'll be back with more of the show after this.
Looking for food that feeds your soul? Hoodfellas Bistro and Catering is your local African-American-owned restaurant offering American cuisine. Located across from the courthouse, we offer daily jury specials to reward civic duty. Enjoy our full-service restaurant and fully stocked bar. Dine in, pick up, delivery, and catering. Our themed happy hours feature live music, handcrafted drinks, and weekly specials. Book your private event at hoodfellowsbistrocatering.com.
So Chris Rock is 58 years old, and he talked about taking that slap like Pacquiao, and he was okay, he wasn't hurt. And, you know, overall, I think that the special, if you take out the Will Smith stuff, this would have been an average Chris Rock special for where he is right now. I mean, he's not the young, hungry lion comedian that he once was, but he is a superstar. He's established. I think that he's funny. He's going to walk that line of offending people. And I think that all in all, he did his thing. Now, there are going to be some folks that don't like the way that he called Jada the B word so much. But, you know, I think that, you know, considering what he went through, you know, I just, all bets are off. You know, he called Will Smith Suge Smith. And, he said, it still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ears. Now, of course, Smith has apologized and repeatedly spoken about the incident since last year. Chris Rock has avoided all of the usual platforms where celebrities go to air out their feelings. He never sat down with Oprah, turned away many media outlets that would have loved to have an in-depth interview with him. He did not. Said he's not a victim, said you won't see me on Oprah or Gayle crying. You will never see it. It's not going to happen. But he did use his encounter with Will Smith to shape, you know, this second stand-up special for Netflix. And some of the best material on the special really highlighted their physical differences. He said that we're not the same size. This guy does movies with his shirt off, Chris Rock said. He said, you will never see me do a movie with my shirt off. If I'm getting open heart surgery in the movie, I got on a sweater. He said, he played Muhammad Ali. I played Pookie in New Jack City. I mean, that part of it was funny. I thought that part was funny. Now, there were parts, just like any stand-up, there were parts that weren't that funny. But it is hard to get on stage and tell jokes in front of a live audience. It's hard to do that. He showed his, you know, season and his experience. He messed up at one point, referring to why Jada and him, I guess, got to this point of difficulty when Will Smith did not get nominated for concussion. You remember, she made a whole big stink about that when it happened a few years ago. And Chris Rock was hosting the Oscars that year. And Jada tried to organize this boycott, and some of their folks, some of their friends did not go because Jada was mad. Will were mad because he did this movie Concussion and it did not get nominated. and they wanted Chris Rock to boycott, not go. And they tried to turn this into a black-white thing. And Chris Rock, of course, still hosted. And that is what Chris Rock points to as being I guess, the catalyst for difficulty in their relationship. But Chris Rock ultimately suggesting that he was caught in the crossfire of Smith's relationship with his wife. And it was a joke that Rock told about Jada Smith that prompted Smith to stride on stage and smack him. But, you know, I guess I don't think we're going to ever know fully what made him do it. I don't think that Will Smith has really been honest about it and forthright with regards to it. And at this point, all this time, I'm over it. Hopefully, after this special, we don't have to talk about this no more. We don't have to hear about this no more. You know, I think that I think it's cool. I think that it's over with. Rock has been on tour, doing new material, part of his Ego Death Tour. And with Dave Chappelle, some dates, Kevin Hart at some dates, and came here to Baltimore. I'm glad that he came to Baltimore. We have some nice venues. They're building up some really nice locations for artists, entertainers, stuff. I hope more acts bring it to Baltimore. But once again, this, I think, was a strategic thing. It wasn't about, Baltimore has some nice places, let me go to Baltimore. That's where Jada's from. We can make that happen. And that's what they made happen. And it's all good. It's all good. I think that there are going to be more live specials like this. They're not maybe going to be on the magnitude of a Chris Rock. They may not be, I don't want to say on the heels of, but a year after an infamous slap. And the Oscars are next week, ironically. And here we are. So all in all, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give the Chris Rock Selective Outrage Netflix special an 8. Like to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show. Of course, ONFIRE-TV.com. I enjoyed the special. I enjoyed the special. My father is a huge Chris Rock fan. But he has even noted that he feels that Rock has fallen off over the years. And like I said, I think that that's due to the fact that as a celebrity, you cannot stay hungry forever. I did like the bit that he did about differences between women and men and women running the world. And he said that if Beyonce, as beautiful as she is, if she worked at Burger King, she could still marry Jay-Z, a billionaire rapper, businessman, entertainer. But if Jay-Z worked at Burger King, it does not go the same way. And that's definitely true. OnFire-TV.com, RadioOnFire.com, the WRF radio app. Of course, you want to get in touch with me, very easy to do that. On all social media, I am at The Diamond K Show. Of course, you can send all event flyers to djdiamondk@gmail.com so we can post those events. And if you want to send me music, booking, business info, contact djdiamondk@gmail.com. You miss any episodes of the program, stream them right now on OnFire-TV.com. Anywhere you get your podcasts, just search The Diamond K Show. I will see you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. right here on OnFire-TV.com, RadioOnFire.com.